The biggest mistake most people make when storing lettuce is doing this one thing without even realizing it. Hi, friends. I'm Nancy. For a long time, I used to think that wilted lettuce in the refrigerator was just normal. But over time, I realized the problem wasn't the lettuce at all. It was the way we were storing it. Today, I want to share a few simple and practical ways to keep your lettuce fresh, crisp, and green for much longer. These methods are easy to follow, gentle on the leaves, and perfect for everyday home cooking. The first method I want to share is one of the simplest and most effective ways to bring wilted lettuce back to life. Lettuce wilts mainly because it loses water. When the leaves dry out, they become soft and droopy. Cold water helps the lettuce absorb moisture again. And ice plays an important role by quickly lowering the temperature. First, gently rinse the lettuce and remove any damaged or spoiled leaves. Next, prepare a large bowl or basin and fill it halfway with cold water. Add plenty of ice to keep the water very cold. Place all the lettuce leaves into the bowl, making sure they are completely submerged. If your lettuce is only slightly wilted, soaking it for about 5 to 10 minutes is usually enough. You'll notice the leaves start to firm up almost right away. If the lettuce is very limp, you can soak it longer, even for a few hours. For severely wilted lettuce, soaking overnight in cold water can make a big difference. After soaking, lift the lettuce out and let it drain. You'll see that the leaves look greener, firmer, and crisp again, almost as if they were just freshly picked. I used to spend good money buying beautiful, full, green heads of lettuce. But just a few days later, when I opened the fridge, they were already wilted and soft. I felt frustrated every time I had to throw them away, especially knowing how expensive fresh produce has become. That's when I remembered some small kitchen tips my grandmother used to tell me. Once I started applying them, I immediately noticed a difference. Do you have your own way of keeping lettuce fresh at home? Please share it in the comments. I'd really love to learn from you. The second method is especially helpful if you use fresh lettuce throughout the day. Instead of placing it straight into the fridge, you can store the whole head upright in water, just like a small bouquet. If the base looks a little dry, use a knife to trim off about 1/2 inch from the bottom. This fresh cut helps the lettuce absorb water more easily. Then place the lettuce upright in a glass or jar with about 1 to 2 inches of water. Make sure only the root is submerged, not the leaves. To slow down moisture loss, loosely cover the leaves with a plastic bag. Don't seal it tightly. This creates a gentle, humid environment that prevents the leaves from drying out while still allowing air to circulate. Lettuce stays fresher when it can continue absorbing water through the root. The leaves remain crisp, fresh, and vibrant, often for several days. If you use lettuce daily for salads or sandwiches, this setup makes it easy to grab a few leaves whenever you need them. Just remember to change the water every 2 to 3 days. This helps prevent bacterial growth and keeps the lettuce fresh and safe to eat. The third method is one of the simplest tricks I know, but also one of the most effective. Lettuce quickly loses freshness when the root dries out. Once the base can no longer hold moisture, the entire plant begins to wilt. By keeping the root slightly moist, you help the whole head stay hydrated and crisp longer. To do this, take a clean paper towel or a thin kitchen cloth and lightly dampen it with water. The towel should feel cool and soft, but not dripping wet. Too much water can cause rot, so just keep it gently moist. Wrap the damp towel around the base of the lettuce only. Do not cover the leaves. The leaves need air to stay fresh, while the base needs moisture to stay alive. After wrapping, place the lettuce in a plastic bag or a breathable container and leave it slightly open. Store it in the vegetable drawer of your refrigerator, where humidity is naturally higher and temperature is more stable. Every few days, check the towel. If it feels dry, lightly moisten it again. This small habit makes a big difference. The leaves stay crisp, green, and full of life instead of wilting or turning yellow. I've kept lettuce fresh this way for nearly a week, sometimes even longer. The fourth method is simple, familiar, and very effective when done correctly using plastic wrap. The most important step here is drying the lettuce completely. Any leftover moisture on the surface can get trapped inside the wrap and cause the leaves to spoil faster. Once the lettuce is fully dry, loosely wrap it with plastic wrap. There's no need to wrap it tightly. Just enough to cover the surface and retain natural moisture. Plastic wrap works in two ways. First, it prevents cold refrigerator air from pulling moisture out of the leaves. Second, it creates a stable environment that slows down dehydration. Place the wrapped lettuce in the vegetable drawer of the fridge. This area already has better humidity control, and the plastic wrap adds an extra layer of protection. If you've ever left lettuce uncovered in the fridge, you've probably noticed how quickly it wilts. Cold air constantly circulates, and without protection, the leaves lose moisture day by day. That's why uncovered lettuce often becomes soft, dull, and dry around the edges. When stored properly, lettuce stays green, crisp, and pleasant to eat for many days. It's a simple habit, but it makes a noticeable difference in freshness and texture. The final method I want to share today uses just two simple items: a plastic bag and paper towels. First, check the lettuce and remove any badly wilted or damaged outer leaves. If the lettuce is still damp, gently pat it dry with a kitchen towel. Dry lettuce always lasts longer. Next, place a clean paper towel inside a zip-top bag. The paper towel absorbs excess moisture naturally released by the lettuce during storage. Place the lettuce into the bag on top of the paper towel. One important detail is not sealing the bag completely. Leave it slightly open. Lettuce needs a bit of air to stay fresh. A fully sealed bag traps moisture, and too much moisture is what causes lettuce to become soggy and spoil quickly. Place the bag in the vegetable drawer of the fridge. After a few days, check the paper towel. If it feels damp, replace it with a dry one. This small step helps control moisture and can extend freshness for several more days. When you're ready to use it, simply rinse the lettuce and enjoy. Simple and wonderful, isn't it? And that's all for today. I hope these simple lettuce tips help you keep your food fresh and make everyday cooking a little easier. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more gentle and practical kitchen ideas. Take good care, eat well, and I'll see you in the next video.